Hey YouTubers, it's J Prince here, and I'm going to talk about a few things today. I know I haven't uploaded a video in a long time. I would say a couple months now. So I want to kind of give you guys updates on what I've been doing, and as far as the rig, and as far as future plans. So I want to start on a topic basis because I tend to kind of run off topic sometimes when I talk. So so the first topic I want to talk about is what I've been doing. Okay, so just been working, kind of playing Battlefield 3 with the friends. I have a little clan going on as well, so it's kind of been busy with that, kind of taking care of the family and stuff. So I really haven't had the time to record any more videos. I even updated my my peripherals for my gaming rig. So in terms of keyboard and mouse, I got myself a Logitech G19S and Thermaltake level 10 gaming mouse designed by BMW. Now you can see a lot of reviews on that on YouTube. I was gonna do an unboxing, but I ended up never doing. That never ended up happening because initially I recorded both of them, but what happened was I accidentally deleted it off the camera while I was going through some stuff. So it's kind of a noob move by me, but excuse me, but that's why I never ended up uploading it. But that's what I've been doing lately, just kind of waiting around and kind of seeing what's going on. Now the second topic is update for my rig. This would be the 290X versus the 780ti. Now I know there's a lot of people out there talking about this, but I just want to give my general opinion on what I think about it. Now keep in mind, guys, I am a gamer. I might not upload a lot of video or do a lot of benchmarking stuff because that's what I do. I game most of the time. So it's getting to the point where my 7970s are kind of reaching, they're not really reaching their age. Keep in mind that AMD has renamed the 7970 to 280X with the updated BIOS version and little small changes, pretty much the same thing. So I wouldn't say it's outdated, but it's just that now it has done its time in my rig, and so I'm gonna sell them off on eBay. So the next choice was to get a 780. At the time I was thinking of selling them, and the 780 was $650. And then at the time when I had the money, I had both. I think I added two 780 to the cart, and it was like $1,300. And I was like, I couldn't bring myself to spend that much money on just two graphics cards. And keep in mind, they were the most powerful, at least in terms of high-end card. It was the most powerful high-end card at that moment in time, because AMD never had anything at that time, otherwise from the 770s. So it's a good thing I didn't, because as you can see, a month and a half later, after that point on, they came out with their 290X. And honestly, my viewpoint on this is that if I was a person that don't really care about water cooling so much, that you're not interested in the water cooling stuff, you're not interested in the benchmarking or stuff like that, and also that you would like to overclock on air, I would say get the 780 or the 780ti, only because you don't have to get a water block in order to get a good overclock performance out of it, and and without sacrificing heat and fan noise and all that stuff. Whereas for me, I'm a water cooler person. I water cool all my graphics cards, so there was no choice there. It was gonna be AMD for me because it's $550 for the card, and once you throw a water block on it or aftermarket heatsink, the thing performs like a champ. So honestly, the heat and the noise stuff, you can't generalize that. Honestly, I don't think it bothers everyone, because if that was the case, then a lot of people wouldn't be buying reference cards from Newegg. So I don't think it bothers everyone. I think it's just particularly some people that are very not noise sensitive. I mean, and to me, I don't mind the fan noise. I don't want it so excessive as in terms of just like a jet, you know, blower in my case, or you know, but if it's moderate, where if I put my, you know, my headset on when I'm playing or I'm into the game, I'm not going to pay attention to the fan noise. I'm not going to pay attention to you know, from the noise of the fans, because you know, once you focus on the game, that's automatically cancel out. So I don't get this notion of where people are saying, oh, it's super loud. You know, it's just ridiculous. People are really blowing these things out of proportion than it is supposed to be. Now, it's a fact that the card is loud. Yes, the card is loud, but how loud is it to that individual? That's where it comes down to me. It's based on an individual preference. Now, all these reviewers can tell you, oh, this card is loud, but another individual can say at 70% it's not as loud to me. So it really comes down to an individual basis and not just by hearsay or what these reviewers are saying. So to me, if you don't own it, I wouldn't take what they're saying 100%. Not saying that these guys are not creditable, but as an individual, you want to have that, you know, that one train of thought for yourself to think for yourself as well, to experience that product for yourself. So that's how I look at it. And I mean, as I said, you know, with me, there was no option between the 780ti and the 290X. The 290X all the way for me. As I said, I water cool my stuff, so putting those cards on the water will definitely perform like it's supposed to perform. You know, I wouldn't have no heat issues, no throttling issues, no fan issues. You know, that's all really that. So for me, it's a win. Whereas if someone wanted, you know, they don't have the money for water cooling, they would like to be able to overclock, but they don't want to deal with the heat and noise, especially if the 95 degrees temperature is a concern, then I was going to recommend the 780ti and the 780 to them. You know, to me, I'm not a biased person. As I said, I've owned NVIDIA in the past. You can look on look through my videos. You see that I was running 2 GTX 780s back then. So you know, it's not about branding here. I'm not being, you know, biased towards any company. I prefer AMD in all honesty, but it's not enough to the point where I would never look at an NVIDIA offering. I've always compared NVIDIA to AMD before I make a choice. But in this case, you know, as I said, I'm on a budget and I want 3 cards, and 3 780Ti's is just ridiculously expensive, and I'm not going to settle for 780s because they're slower than the 290X. I mean, for talking out loud, the 290 competes so well with 780s. So if that was the case, I would get 290s instead of the 780. But as I said, for a person that wants to run their card on air, they're not planning on water cooling, then a 780 would be the way if you want to overclock and, you know, you don't have to water cool and stuff. But if you're planning on water cooling, you already have a water cool rig, I would take a look at the 290 and the 290X on the water. Now, these review that you see on these 2 cards are just part of the information. If you go on like places like overclock.net on some of these forums, you see guys getting some awesome results out of these 290 and 290Xs. I mean, even a lower clock 290X beat the crap out of a 780 at a higher clock. So I mean, when you take that into account, it comes to tell you that you really don't have to push your 290 that far in order to outbeat a 780 and a Titan. So in the end, you know, it's, as I said, it comes down to an individual preference, what they're exactly looking for, and that's, I think, how they should base their buy. Not about bashing the card just because it's run hot or because the fan light is loud. I mean, those are to some people take it to extreme, but honestly, those are things that are going to come with graphics cards no matter what. Just like NVIDIA had their GTX 480 back then, it was running hot, it was loud, but people still loved them. People had multiples of them. So you know, it's a part of the thing that comes with a graphics card when you're buying a graphics card. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion on it. So so I will be getting 3 290Xs for Tri-Fire, as I kind of got addicted to the 7970 Tri-Fire. It performed exceptionally well, and I'm sorry I couldn't do any videos on that after I did that last video, but this time around I will be doing some videos on it. But it performed exceptionally well, and I kind of like that, so I will definitely be going AMD this time around, because in my opinion their price to performance is right on spot versus NVIDIA that charges you a premium for really barely any performance game. I mean, to me, if 5% is worth the extra 150, hey man, you know, kudos to you, man. But I think that that extra 150, I could put it in something else important in the rig, or to buy a game, or to put it somewhere else, you know what I mean? And by the way, if you're gonna buy a card for $700, you should have money to buy a game. You should have money to buy the rest of the stuff, you know what I mean? So that's how I view it, you know, if you're gonna buy something that expensive. But now to change topic, I have a little unboxing to do, and this is not gonna be something big. It's just gonna be a reservoir that I bought to replace the cylindrical reservoir I had. Now this is from Alphacool, and this is a bay reservoir, one of their updated bay reservoir. Now typically I've always wanted to go with a bay reservoir. It's just that your typically bay reservoirs are they're very closed in, so you only would have like a in or outlet port and nothing else. It's just closed in. So if you had, let's say you're running a certain type of fluid in it and it left a residue in it, you'd have to literally take soap and everything and a pump to kind of flush it out, and even then it wouldn't come as clean because there's no opening on it. You can't access the inside of it. You just have to wash it out with water. Now that's one thing that turned me away from bay resin. That's why I went with a cylindrical reservoir, the acrylic reservoir, where you know you can actually unscrew the top of it, clean it out with a sponge or something, and you're good to go. So, but Alphacool kind of changed that way of thinking, and they actually made a modular bay reservoir, so you can actually unscrew these 6 screws here with a Allen key screws. I think it is, yes, Allen key. Unscrew them, and there, as you can see, there's a black washer in between. You can just take it completely off and have access to the old inside of the res. You can just clean it out with, you know, like a soft cloth with some soap, and it looks sparkling new again, you know. So that's why I bought this one, just because, you know, as I said, once I'm done with a bill or done with a certain type of fluid, like if I want to change a color and there's residue left over from the previous one, I can just unpull it, wash it out clean, put it back together, and put a new fluid in. So it's very convenient. So I recommend this for some people that, you know, just, you know, change fluid, you know, coolant often like me, or just, you know, want to be the ability to access it and, you know, and clean it out, you know, once it gets dirty after a period of use. So that's why I bought this. It's really nice. So this, I won't be using this resin until when I get my cards. I won't be able to get my cards until maybe the first week of February, depending on when my tax return is going to be refunded to me. And so I will be definitely doing unboxing videos of those. So it'll be 3 290Xs with 3 water blocks from EK or Coolants, depending on which one I preference. But so that's going to be the update for this bill. I also got myself an i7 4770K instead of the i5 4670K. I got rid of the i5 because I realized, you know, even though it's really good for 2 cards, if you have multiple cards in there, it's not really good. It doesn't, for some reason it chokes out on 3 cards. I don't think it can manage 3 cards, but the i7 definitely can manage the 3 cards for sure. So if I was a person that's thinking about getting an i5 with 3 cards, I wouldn't recommend it. It will do and it will play, but you know, if you're going 3 cards or more, you need to have an i7. You know, it's just, you know, I would say i5 for 2 graphics card, for 3 and 4, i7. That's what I recommend. That's from personal experience as well. So yeah, that's all. I think I went over all my topics. I updated you guys on what's going on. I talked about the 290X and the 780 Ti, my opinion on that. I've updated you guys on unboxing. So any things I get before then, any products I've decided to buy before then, I will definitely do unboxing of that as well. And I'm gonna try to do a little bit more videos, like blog videos like this, where I can actually share my opinion on hardware, because when I'm on the forums, I can't get it out quite right when I'm typing to kind of, you know, voice my opinion. So I feel it's best if I can, you know, record a video and actually voice it than to just type it, because I can think that way clearly. So So that's about it. So remember to subscribe and comment and tell me what you think, and also see you in the next video. As I said, I'm gonna have more videos coming your way, and so I'll see you in the